Hello, good day and welcome. I'll be answering NECO 2019 Biology Past Question 56. The following are examples of vestigial parts in man except A. Appendix, B. Degenerated pelvic bone, C. External ears, D. Rudimentary tail, and E. Sparse body hair. So we are asked to pick an option which is not a vestigial part in man. Now vestigial parts in man are simply body parts that has no specific function in man. They have no specific function in man, but in other organisms, that's lower organisms, this particular part has a great importance. Now I'll give you an example of these vestigial parts in man. An example of the vestigial part in man is the appendix. Now this appendix in man has no specific function, but in the herbivores, this appendix is represented as the cecum, or we call it the cecum in the herbivores, where digestion still occurs. Another example is the rudimentary tail in man. The rudimentary tail in man, that is the coccyx. Now if you look at this rudimentary tail in man, in other animals it forms the tail, and it is very important in other animals, but in terms of man now it becomes for the rudimentary, that is the coccyx bone. Another example is the sparse body hair. The sparse body hair of man. In other animals, this sparse body hair forms the fur in other animals. And another example is the external ear. If you look at the external ear of man, it is small compared to that of other animals. So these are the vestigial parts in man. Now, looking at the options, option A says appendix, which is part of the vestigial parts. Option C says external ears, which is part. Rudimentary tail is part, and sparse body hair is part. But the only option here that is not an example of vestigial part in man is option B, which is degenerated pelvic bone. It is not a vestigial part in man, and that is the answer to this question. Thank you, and ensure to subscribe to the channel for more videos on past questions.